Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a huge privilege to be here alongside both of my teammates and represent Mississippi State University. So thank y'all for having me.
We'll start on the right here, second row.
KCU 88.1 FM Columbia. I'm curious, as a state guy through and through, obviously from the state of Mississippi, what would you like to see, I guess, what does it mean to play for state? And we've seen Mississippi State put a bigger emphasis on retaining those in-state kids. I mean, what does that mean to a player in Mississippi to get an opportunity to go play at Starkville?
No, it should mean everything. I think Coach Arnett's doing a really good job of, keeping the best players from Mississippi to go to Mississippi State. I think that should be the main point of emphasis when recruiting. Recruit the in-state kids first. You look at a lot of the guys on our team. Myself. Wally. Tulu. Emmanuel Forbes was my class. We have a lot of guys that came through my class that are from Mississippi. So I think that should be a big point of emphasis.
Left side, second row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX in College Station. Will, obviously, I mean, you were with Mike Leach for a long time. Just as a quarterback and head coach, what was your relationship like? And then how do you plan on honoring him this season?
No, I mean, we had a really special connection. Obviously, played 3 years for Coach Leach, recruited me out of high school. So, very, very sad when he ended up passing. But, I look forward to honoring him this year just by playing hard and, hopefully throwing a couple touchdowns for him and just doing as he would do. So,
Front row.
Well, AP said I'm AP and Kelly, as we see at syndicated radio. Well, what's the difference for you in this offense under your new head coach? And then did you have any discussion with family or friends about transferring from Mississippi State to somewhere else?
I think the biggest difference in this offense is just going to be a more balanced attack, maybe 11, 12 personnel, more design runs and more runs in the run game schematically, RPOs. I mean, just a normal pro-style offense for us. So I think we really look forward to accepting that challenge and maybe expanding our offense a little bit.
Left side. I'm sorry.
In terms of, you were asking if I was going to transfer? No, there wasn't very much talk about that at all. I kind of stayed faithful to my commitment at Mississippi State ever since I was a junior in high school. So obviously going into my senior year, kind of want to finish it out with some of the guys I came in with.
Left side, third row.
Justin Woodard, KX TV and College Station. Will, last couple of years, I know it was two different coordinators defensively for A&M, but you've had great success against the Aggies the last couple of years.
Jinx me.
Not trying to do that, but why do you think you've had that success, and then how much you look forward to going back to Kyle Field this year?
Yeah, first of all, I will say that's my favorite place to play besides Starkville. Kyle Field is number 2 on my list. But no, I think it's honestly just a whole collective team effort group the past couple years. In 21, we played really well, and then last year we played well as well. Got to run the ball a little bit more on those guys last year with Coach Durkin's design and his defense. So I think it's just been a whole collective group just kind of coming together and just playing well. I guess it just lined up for the Aggies the past 2 years. I don't know.
Right side, third row.
Hey, Will. Jacques Doucet, WAFB TV in Baton Rouge. I understand you're a bit of a throwback. You don't watch much TV or spend much time on the internet. You like to just be outside and be an outdoors guy.
Yes, sir.
Is that kind of, well, that might be refreshing to a lot of people. Can you just talk about that?
Yeah, just who I am. Kind of from Mississippi, grew up, deer hunting, things like that. Enjoy being out in the outdoors and hunting and being out there with my friends, and that's kind of me. If I get some off time and I'm away from football, I'm not just going to sit in the house and play a video game all day. I'd rather be outside and hanging out with some of the buddies and, I don't know, maybe going hunting or fishing that afternoon or something.
Front row.
Hey, Dean Lincoln from Dog Post. I wanted to ask about y'all playing Georgia. What was so tough about their defense? Was it schematics? Was it, when you're smiling, was it the players schematically? What was it?
Jalen Carter's pretty good. I mean, everybody on their defense is a 5-star or plays for the Eagles, so they're pretty good.
Stay on the front row.
Chris Farble in KCOU 881 FM in Columbia. So, of course, this year you're in a new offense. You've been spending your past few years in the air raid under Mike Leach. So, what should Mississippi State fans expect differently from the passing game this year? Of course, the passing game you would think is there's not going to be as much, but your current coordinator, Kevin Barbe, has been very efficient. So, my question is, what should State fans expect, and what do you expect? How do you expect the offense to look differently than it has in years past?
Probably say just a little more play action, more design shots down the field. Coach Barbe does a really good job of scheming that up, and it's something we're looking forward to this year.
In the middle, third row.
Gavin Baxley, ESPN The Ticket. Will, as a senior and a leader on this team, with the adjustments that have been made over the course of this off season, how big is your role in preparing all of the younger guys on the team for these changes and for this upcoming season?
Yeah, no, it's kind of all of us as seniors and returning starters to really get it together and realize that it's on us to lead this team now. So, I mean, if there's a young guy slacking or something not right in the locker room, it's kind of on us and we have to fix it. So, as a senior, as a fourth-year starter, I kind of took that head on, and I'm looking forward to really showing the young guys the ropes and how we do things at Mississippi State.
Right side.
So obviously coming off a big Egg Bowl win this past year, can you talk about the precedent it's setting up for the future years to come?
I mean, obviously huge win, huge team win, huge win for our program, and anytime you can beat your in-state rival, no matter where you are, it's always going to be a big win. So, I mean, we just look forward to playing those guys every year. It's always a tough game. It's always a hard-fought game, and we look forward to defending the Egg Bowl this year.
Left side, back row.
Yeah, Thomas Hunt, SEC media assistant. Just with a guy like Austin Williams, who, to be honest, seemed like he'd been there forever. That was kind of your guy. Y'all had a very close relationship, roommates. Who in that receiver locker room is kind of like your guy, your go-to, who you kind of rely on?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know this year that it's specifically one guy as it is the whole group collectively. I think Coach Bumpus is doing a really good job of bringing that room together, and they're really, really close. Obviously, you have Tulu, Wiley, Justin Robinson, Xavion Thomas, several guys in that room that are going to play a lot of snaps for us. Jordan Mosley, the list goes on that guys that can play for us. So I think it's just kind of that group as a whole that kind of on that group as a whole to come together and really make up for that ground.
Right side.
Will, you have an early season game against LSU in Starkville. What are your thoughts on playing the Tigers over the years, and what makes that game special or unique or challenging?
Yeah, challenging is a good word. They're a really good program. I think Coach Brian Kelly's done a really good job of getting those guys ready to play and play hard. I was telling somebody earlier, that was kind of one of the only games that I've been at Mississippi State where I feel like they've played harder than us, and they did last year. So I think he does a really good job. I have a lot of respect for them and their program, and, we need to be ready to play.
Final question.
Sure. Is there a big aspect of your game that you think's taken a leap over spring and summer, something you're excited to showcase this fall?
Well, we'll see during the fall. I've just been trying to come more consistent in my game. Obviously try and get better every single day, try and get better from year to year. So I look forward to trying to showcase that in the fall and win as many games as possible.
Well, thank you very much. Good job.
Thank you, guys.